Yo, check it. Yo fam, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, SPY, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, Ethereum, so much more stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. But we got the news information that you need to know as a trader and investor for key stock and crypto assets. Let's not waste any more time and hop in the charts, facts, data. Let's go. Yo fam, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, SPY, so much more. So we're going to be looking at stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Let's go ahead and hop in the charts, facts, data right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Because it's about to go down. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter/X if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. And you can get these news informations before I even talk about it in the video. But let's go ahead and show you guys what's popping off with the meme stock. So right here, GME, falling wedge in play. We have a gap fill on the daily time frame at the 26.27 to 27.32. And we have this falling wedge breakout, which I'm going to be talking about here on GME. Also, you can see here we are slightly up here in after hours as well, following the general market, as the market is generally up right now. AMC up very, very slightly in after hours. I'm not expecting any big moves for the meme stocks, but GME insiders are buying, ladies and gentlemen. GME insiders are buying, and I'm going to show you guys that. I talked about that today as well. You can see that more GME insiders are buying. First, we had Ryan Cohen. Now we have other people on the inside buying as well. So ladies and gentlemen, people are confident in GameStop and people are going long GameStop. I also talked about the leaps as well. So remember those leaps we talked about in the other videos. So ladies and gentlemen, things are getting insane for GameStop as far as whales buying and people investing in GME, even though the market is going down. So things are bullish, fundamentals are bullish, technicals are bullish, and when they announce that they bought the Bitcoin, GME is going to absolutely see an explosion to the upside, in my personal opinion. So GME obviously set up for a move. We are very, very close to filling this gap. I think this gap could possibly get filled maybe, tomorrow, but probably more into next week. Again, we have to look at max pain for tomorrow for all of the stocks right now. But max pain can change as early as tomorrow morning. So I just want you guys to know that. Let's go ahead and check out AMC max pain and GME max pain, because we are heading into Friday and market makers are going to want to push the stock towards that price. So let's go ahead and look at max pain for both of the meme stocks. I know some people are saying max pain for AMC was 250, and I'm going to talk about that here in a second. But you can see max pain here for GameStop is 2350, so they are trying to push us to the downside. Right now, AMC max pain at time of recording is that $2.50 level. Now, obviously, both of the meme stocks are above their max pain level. I think they can remain above their max pain level, and I don't think they'll be able to get their targets. But the targets for the market makers would be slightly underneath max pain. So for AMC being 250, they would want 248, 249. That way call options are not in the money. And then for GME, since it's 2350, they would want it at like 2349, 2348. So just be aware of that. They're going to try for it. They're going to use the short shares right now at time of recording. They have 4.1 million short shares for AMC, and at time of recording, they have 2.8 million for GME. You can see that they're loading up right now because they are going to want to try to push it down because the meme stocks are above their targets. So we are looking good for the meme stocks to try to remain. Friday is going to be an absolute battle. So we're going to be looking at support and resistance on where AMC and GME have support. Obviously, right now, GME moving up at after hours. That is not what the shorts want. GME has support at $25.24, $25, and $24.42. Okay, as long as we don't lose $24.42, I don't think we'll go anywhere near max pain. 24.42 is the major level that we want to hold, and then 25, anything above 25, as long as we remain above 25, we are bullish to try to go towards the gap fill as long as we keep that $25 level. Really want to see 25.50, but again, anything above 25 is good, and if we can close Friday above 25, that would probably be bullish moving into next week because we are above max pain, and we are seeing the options chain for GME start to ramp up as well, so we could see some possible gamma come into effect. So that's what I'm looking at for GME. Let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on for AMC. Again, AMC, they're going to want to try to push AMC down. I do not think they're going to be able to get the $2.50 price target for AMC. I just do not. If we have support at 285, 275, they're just not. AMC is actually moving up as well, and it has a gap fill right above $3 at 298 to 303. So if AMC is able to stay above this 290 level and hold 290 as support, there's no reason why AMC couldn't pop to the upside and go get that gap fill right above $3 and potentially hold $3 and getting a gamma ramp at $3. Is this going to happen this week? I don't think so. If we did get both AMC and GME moving up on a Friday and happen to get a bullish Friday, that's going to be a major problem for the shorts. Again, gamma's going to start coming into play. Both of the options chains are starting to ramp up for both of the meme stocks. I showed you guys this on several videos. Calls heavily outweighing puts. You can see people actually buying call options here for AMC. $4, $3 call options, $5 call options. So you can see people actually buying call options here for AMC stock. Let's go ahead and check out the options chain for GME. You can see people buying out the money call options for GME as well. $27, $26.50, $26, $25.50. So again, major activity, and if we do get the meme stock start to move up on Friday, that's going to give us a gamma ramp where we could start to push up, and that's not going to be good for the shorts, and that's why they are loading up on short shares right now. It is going to be an absolute battle. If we see AMC break above and hold $3, you could see a nice move to the upside, and if we see GameStop stay above this $25 level and go toward 26, 27, it's definitely going to get a gamma ramp and push up, and they don't want GME anywhere near that gap, because if it starts to go into that gap, it's going to get that gamma ramp and keep going, and it's going to get that liquidity. The algos are going to kick in. It's going to run up. So major problem on the shorts hand for tomorrow. Tomorrow could get a little bit explosive, 5%, maybe 10%, if we can get the right conditions, but it's going to be an absolute battle. They're going to want to be pushing us down, so don't be surprised if it's a consolidation or slightly red day. Absolute battle tomorrow. I'm going to be live, so make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, put the bell notification on, that way you can lock in and see what's going to be happening. Also, AMC, again, is looking good because it's in a good position right now with all of the movies coming out in 2025 and 2026, and then also AMC upgrading its theaters. That puts AMC in a good position to take advantage of all of this stuff, as people will want to go to the AMC theaters, as they have the IMAX screens, they have the good seats, they have all of the good stuff. So people are going to want to go to AMC's over other movies, and then when these bigger movies come out, these bigger blockbuster hits in 2025, 2026, AMC will be in a good position to take advantage of that. So fundamentals improving, technicals improving for the meme stocks. It's looking good, and I think we're actually going to see bullishness. I told you guys GME is breaking out of this falling wedge. We do have these sell orders here that we do have to worry about, but right now GME is holding up. And then of course, this falling wedge max price target is the gap fill, is the medium target, but max price target is $30 to $35 if we do get to this gap fill and continue up. So again, very, very bullish setup for GME as far as the macro is concerned. And then AMC also breaking out of a falling wedge as well. You guys can see AMC possibly bottoming. Like I said, I told you guys I thought AMC has bottomed since we broke off of this falling wedge. We are in these sell orders, but we're eating through them right now. If we get a pop above $3, you could see a nice move up. And if we get above $3.15 to $3.25, AMC could start to push up pretty rapidly. So watch out for that, as AMC is also breaking out of this falling wedge. And this falling wedge is in play for both AMC and GME stock. That's what I'm looking at for the meme stocks. Let's go ahead and move into let's move into SPY and the stock market. Then we'll move into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and wrap this video up. So SPY, getting a overall move to the downside, making a bear flag, and then moving down to the downside. We called this absolutely perfect in the live stream. We had this bear flag formation form. We called this out in the live stream, this rising wedge bear flag formation. That broke down. After that broke down, we seen a move to the downside that we called, and then you can see that we're trying to come up for this gap fill, but liquidity and the downtrend is so bearish, and the news isn't really that good that we're seeing a little bit of that euphoria from yesterday's stop. Again, it is just a 90-day pause, ladies and gentlemen, and things are still heating up on the trade war. This is breaking news right now that I actually just tweeted. Again, China is getting 145% tariffs, and they're putting tariffs on the USA. So things are going to cost more. We're going to get price shocks, and the tariffs are only being paused. They're not being stopped. So again, that rally, I think, was a liquidity grab. I think it was a pump to dump, and I think it was literally so big whales can get out of their positions, because these people need people to buy in order to get out of these positions. So again, we could see a little bit of this sustained, but I really think it was a possible bull trap and liquidity grab, as I did say in yesterday's video. Again, a Trump pump to Trump dump, ladies and gentlemen. Things are getting wild in the market. Massive volatility, and with volatility, we can make gains. SQQQ was up today. SQQQ still looking like it could be bullish, so I'm thinking the overall market will probably end up continuing down, okay? SPY would have to break above 529.82 and hold that level in order to be bullish. If SPY loses 524.25, that means that's going to be an indication of bearishness. What I'm thinking right now, it looks like SPY could actually start to push up in the morning and maybe like into the afternoon, but then start to crack down. We want to watch because SPY has a data drop. Okay, so we really want to watch. SPY has a data drop right in the morning. So if we go ahead and check out what data drop we have, as far as major data drops, we have PPI and then a Michigan consumer sentiment, but the big thing is PPI. So do watch for that at 8:30. Michigan consumer sentiment at 1 p.m. So do expect volatility around those times. This is kind of what I'm expecting for SPY as far as shape and price structure. I will be live, so make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. That way you know when I do go live. So I give you those technicals as they come. As formed, but we might end up making like an overall bear flag. So like you can see SPY, basically you would see like SPY trend up a little bit maybe and then drop down. So again, I think we might see a little bit of upside, and then that's going to lead to pullback in my personal opinion. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY and the overall stock market. SQQQ again seeing some recovery after a big move down, but it's in like this crazy parabolic megaphone that could end up, if we end up like bouncing and coming up, could end up leading to a huge parabolic pattern, which could lead to obviously SQQQ moves inverse to the market, which would mean market crash. So if we continue to see this crazy volatility, things are going to get wild. Now let's go ahead and move into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. We're still inside this falling wedge for BTC, so we could see a little bit more downside as the market starts to pull back. It gets sold for liquidity. People also get scared. They get shaken out of their BTC. But ladies and gentlemen, BTC, they're literally trying to shake you out right now, in my personal opinion. Again, crypto fear and greed moving out of the extreme fear, but it could move back down because we did see a little bit of pullback. This could be just because of the pump. But I still think that, obviously you want to be buying the fear, selling the greed. So this would be time to accumulate, especially on the way down, not financial advice if you are looking to get into crypto. But right now, still very, very low prices. We could see a continuation down. I mean, that would plot out here for Ethereum. Here's my macro prediction for Ethereum right now. Coming back down to this gap fill real briefly. Maybe like a slight wick down to fill that gap fill. That gap fills on the weekly time frame. As Bitcoin comes down, this overall falling wedge. Again, altcoins are going to follow Bitcoin because Bitcoin dominance is so high. I am going to be adding more Bitcoin during this little bit of pullback, as most people are going to be selling and stuff like that. I'm going to be adding and acquiring more BTC because I think overall in the long run, we're going to see much more upside for Bitcoin, and this 109 top was not nearly what the top is going to be. So again, we're still in this overall falling wedge, tracking with this macro prediction right now. We could see a little bit more downside. We haven't broken out of it. We could have possibly broken out of it with the momentum we got yesterday from that 90-day pause, but that momentum has now faded, and the market is pulling back, so we could see an overall pullback with the market again as it gets sold as liquidity. And then again, favorite meme coins like XRP and stuff like that are going to be certain pullbacks with Bitcoin because altcoins are going to be following BTC because Bitcoin dominance is so high. So you can see that overall pullback to the downside. XCN though up 31%. I know some of you guys know that coin because that is one of the altcoin gems I called out during the last Bitcoin bull run from like 24 all the way up to 109K. We called out this gem, and this gem actually took off. So XCN blowing up right now. But across the board, you can see altcoins are down because BTC is down. Remember, if Bitcoin dumps 5%, altcoins are going to dump 10%, 20%. If Bitcoin dumps 2%, then altcoins are going to dump like 5%, 10%. If Bitcoin pumps 5%, then altcoins will move like 10, 20. You know, you get the idea. And as you can see, that's basically what's happening across the board. Bitcoin's down about 2.5%. And you can see altcoins are down about 5 to 10% across the board. So this is what I'm looking at for the crypto market. Again, accumulation is the key in my personal opinion and diversity. But I do hold 50% Bitcoin and then mostly XRP, Ethereum, Atom, stuff like that. And Cardano. But this was your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. If you made it this far, thank you. We are headed into Friday, so be prepared, and I hope to see you in the live stream. And as always, y'all, thank you for watching to the end of the video, and have fun. Stay safe. Make money. Peace out, fam. Yo, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys think that this was a liquidity grab? Do you think the government is actually that nefarious? Do you think that we got this pump to dump literally for people to exit positions? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I truly want to hear some of your opinions. That's what I truly believe. I'm not saying Trump personally organized this, but again, all the rich are in it together and things are two sides of the same coin. That is my personal belief. At the end of these videos, I'm always going to leave final thoughts and stuff like that from now on. So appreciate anyone that watched the end. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace.